Hello, welcome. Welcome back to another Onkruid video. Welcome back to another unedited Soulstone Survivors video where we're just jumping straight back into the final map. Still farming that tin, still going for that upgraded weapon for the Arcane Weaver. It's the thing we have been doing for the last couple of episodes, and it's the thing we will be doing for the next couple of episodes. It's nice to have like a little, what should I say, a little guidance beam, a little trajectory, a little linear goal in front of you, something you can work towards in games like this, because then you don't have to sit there indecisively waiting on a sign from up above to realize what you should do, which class you should play on which map, what type of build you would go for. No, now we know already, like, alright, we have to just play the final map. That singles out one little variable that we would normally have to capture into a little value ourselves, you know? Makes the decision to start up a run a little easier. Light beam is never something you can go wrong with. I think we're going for a bit of an arcane slash beam build here, applying a lot of the brittle and exposed effects and stuff like that, just making our enemies as susceptible to our follow-up damage as possible. I think that is going to be the main focus for today, or for this run today, because I have already recorded another run today as well. The previous Soulstone Survivors episode, that is, which makes a lot of sense, of course. But lately the backlog has been climbing up a little bit again since I decided to go about things differently and edit things even less. Now I have a little bit of a backlog again because, ooh, I think I'm gonna go for the damage increase, but vicious strikes, you can reappear and I will still pick you for sure. I also made the executive decision to switch it over to actual like daily uploads today, not just on the weekdays like I had been doing for so long, but now it's really like a daily channel, and every day there's gonna be a video, hopefully at 8 in the evening in Western European Belgian time, at 8 p.m. as the cool kids say it. And it's also gonna be in the weekends from now on. It's something I'm gonna try to see if I can keep that up, but either way, for now I was kind of with a little bit too large of a backlog already. We were already headed back into the 2 weeks in the future destination, or, well, vibe, and that's a bit too much, really. That's not really what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the possibility, well, like to have a little bit of a plan B, a little bit of a safety net to fall into if I can't record for a couple of days, but to also still be able to upload some videos on like the day after the day I record them if it's something new. And that is why, for example, the video where I react to my best friend's music, to my buddy Krogrin's music, or the video where I explain some of the things about worrying, about in the book Away From Worrying by Philip Raz, I upload them like the day after I recorded them, and I reschedule every video after that to appear a day later. And if you have a backlog spanning over 2 weeks, that is a very annoying process to go to, because you need to move like 14 videos ahead a day, and it takes a while. And that's why I moved one of those videos to Saturday instead of moving all my videos forward. And that's how the idea came about of like, alright, maybe I should just like go ham and spam abilities. Get that reference, 69 respect points, because that is from a very obscure, unknown, very old Civ HD videos. Or just a video, not from a videos. That doesn't make that much sense. But either way, I decided why not try and go for a reschedule into weekend videos. If I want to produce in bulk, I want to go for quantity a bit more than quality, maybe. Why not go all the way and make it like a really a daily endeavor that I embark upon, a daily challenge for myself, a challenge for myself to upload every single day is what I'm trying to get at. Definitely should have looked at that upgrade screen a little bit longer, because I have no idea what I actually upgrade now and whether I have any lasting spells. Well, I think I do. I should definitely do, like the primary spell we started with, the Radiant Light, and then also the Light Beam. I think they are probably both lasting spells. All in all, they have been quite generous with the upgrades this run, I think. Although we don't have that much damage yet, in my opinion. I think it is slowly but surely building up. I would replace my flurry with an arcane beam, I think, because it also applies a lot of hits and therefore a lot of negative effects, while in the meantime also being an arcane spell, and it's something we have invested a lot of upgrades into already. All in all though, none of these runs are probably and hopefully gonna be any problems for us at all. I think it should all just be nice, a walk in the park, just a chill occasion for us to chat a little bit. To chat a little bit about life and about what has been going on in our daily lives. For me today, I'm not going to repeat myself because I've said it in multiple videos before what was planned today and what I did today. But by now the team meeting has subsided. I went there, I did my thing and I left again. I came, I saw and I conquered. And then I Pitbull has like a spin on that come to think of it, extremely sexual, I think, and just like pretty cringe, so I'm not gonna repeat it, but it did pop into my mind as an intrusive thought. The team meeting was okay, it was alright. Just a regular old team meeting, like we always have them, like we are prone to have them. Not necessarily that they are not fun, but they are not necessarily like things to really look forward to, or opportunities for crazy fun things to happen. No, it's just something that is part of the job, and I do love meeting up with my colleagues because they make my work a lot more fun than it normally is. Really have amazing teams. That is it. I think it's the Arcane Mace. Conjures an Arcane Mace to slam targets dealing damage, and extra 24 damage per stack of exposed or vulnerable. Damage is multiplied by 3 on critical strikes. I think that spell, together with the rest of our build, is just doing a number on these enemies. So that is like our big cooldown. Our big cooldown ability that really makes it so that enemies get bursted. What was the team meeting about? The same as every single time. Just like the cases had to be appointed to certain caregivers. Now that my videos are not edited anymore in the slightest, there will be a lot more of those silences where I'm looking for the exact word I'm trying to find, but that's a-okay. Appointed to the right caregivers, people that are interested in the stories that people tell us. For example, for me now, it was a 16-year-old boy that had some troubles with relationships, schools, his self-image, sleep, things like that. That's a case that I have now gotten assigned to me, and I will probably follow up on later. And there were a bunch of other cases that all my colleagues picked up, put in their agenda. That's what the team meeting is all about. There's also just some general points to be discussed, like, hey, we know because of the new laws that we're gonna have to change the way we work with online files for our patients and stuff like that, you know, just general old team meeting things. But it's always a fun experience. Our boss always makes sure that there are some drinks and some little snacks available. She makes it a fun little evening for us as well. And that is enough to convince me to go there, because I could also follow online, but normally I jump on my bike and ride to work. It only takes me like 10 to 15 minutes, so most of the time it's worth it. I also get a nice bike ride home with one of my favorite colleagues, and we always have some fun discussions, some fun conversations on the way home. We have a good laugh and stuff, so that is always an added bonus as well. And then I came home. I watched 2 episodes of Bob's Burgers together with my girlfriend. She was watching the series You. The new season just dropped, or the new part 2 of the new season just dropped, or something like that. She was telling me that it was a bit weird, that she didn't really understand, and I watched a little bit of the series with her, and I must say that I didn't understand as well. It seemed very strange, but then again, I haven't really checked in on the previous segments of the story, so it's quite logical that I don't have any understanding of what was going on, but it seemed like she really didn't have any understanding of what was going on too, even though she had seen all the previous episodes. And then we decided to just watch some Bob's Burgers together to end of the night. Not really end of the night. Now she's downstairs, probably watching the rest of her episode of You, maybe just browsing some TikTok. That's something she's prone to do. And I'm up here, back on that YouTube grind, providing some entertainment for you people. Something to put on the second screen, have somebody screeching in your ear about Netflix shows he hasn't even watched himself. That must be like some of the most entertaining shit out there on the internet today. Disregarding the fact that you can like watch entire Harvard lectures for free on YouTube. I of course understand very well that you guys are all here listening to my bullshit instead of doing something like that. Of course, this is way more valuable. All jokes and self-critique aside though, episodes of Bob's Burgers were fun. One was a Halloween-themed episode where Bob was carving pumpkins and the pumpkins were getting stolen. Tina was in the school costume contest, wanted to win, decided to dress up as a sand witch. a witch sliced between, or packed between 2 slices of bread, rather. It was pretty funny episode. Touched on the Wicca themes, the themes of witchery and witchcraft, because some people in real life really are into that hobby, and why not? Why not, you know? It's a very interesting one. It's not one I would immediately get into myself, I think, but why not, you know? Do what makes you happy, do what excites, do what gets you through the day. You can do whatever you want. Unless if your hobby is pedophilia, then I think you really need to reconsider your actions, deeds, and thoughts about life. Then the second episode was all about meat. About a guy coming to the restaurant and Bob realizing that he could save up a lot of money by switching his meat distributor. But then apparently the guy was selling such cheap meat because he was actually selling horse meat instead of selling prime rib meat or beef meat, which is what Bob normally wants. Health inspector showed up. Health inspector was like, oh hell no. Either you are gonna help me catch this guy with a sting operation, you're gonna wear a wire and you're gonna make him say that he advertises himself as somebody that gives you beef, and you're gonna make him say like, all right, I accept your money, or we are closing down your restaurant. And of course, choices made quickly. You help the food inspection guys out, but then they got up to all kinds of antics. And they actually made up, where they were friends in the end, the meat distributor that tricked Bob and Bob who tricked the meat distributor. It ended up all good. They were all getting along with each other, having a grand old time, if you will, even. It was a fun episode. 2 fun episodes, actually, yeah. Enjoyable. Always an enjoyable routine to end off the day with, because it's like a series that is very light-hearted and funny, but it is, in the meantime, sometimes it tackles some cool topics, and especially in the development of their children, of Tina, Jean, and Louise, some cool topics get handled, like for example, your first crush, your first love, or when your favorite boy band breaks up. I know, for example, when the people from One Direction decided to go solo and quit their career together, my life was in shambles for a little bit, because they were my entire identity. Love you, Harry. I would put your phallic instrument inside my mouth anytime. Bit fucked up. Always have to go to the fucked up route. Shock people a little bit, you know. One of the bases of comedy. If you can shock people, you can definitely leave a lasting impact. And sometimes leaving a lasting impact is all I want to do. Thank you very much for watching. I'm not an actual One Direction fan. I hope to see you in the next one, where we will probably do almost exactly the same, considering we still need about 300 in. See you later. Bye bye.